Baboon TV presents the 10 biggest lies taught in American schools. Number 10. Thanksgiving is not what it seems. Sorry, friends. 3 years prior to the Pilgrims going to what is now America, European fishermen and settlers managed to bring in a plague that had long been away from the nation. This plague absolutely devastated the nation, killing nearly 95% of the population. There's evidence that suggests that the Pilgrims were aware of this, brought the plague to America, and took control of the crops already planted there by the natives. Number 9. As it turns out, humans did not evolve from apes. In reality, it's more likely that humans and apes evolved from a common ancestor where they split off on their own branches of evolution. This makes a little bit more sense because if we evolved from apes, the theory of evolution would make it to where apes no longer existed, since evolution states that we evolved to surpass the species before us. However, this is a theory. For all we know, there could be a greater force out there. Number 8. Lots of people would like you to believe that Vincent van Gogh cut off his own ear and sent it to his girlfriend, but the reality is far more gruesome. The truth of the matter is that he, along with another artist named Paul Gauguin, got into a fight. Van Gogh threw a bottle of wine at Gauguin, who in turn took out a samurai sword and sliced off his ear. He made up the insane story to avoid going to jail. Number 7. Most people assume that the founding fathers of America were all Christian, since the Declaration of Independence talks about God and the Pledge of Allegiance talks about being a nation under God. However, Thomas Jefferson and Ben Franklin were believed to be deists, believing there is a God but not following the Bible. Washington likely followed pantheism, and Alexander Hamilton was the only true Christian of the bunch, but only after the murder of his son. Number 6. Almost all people believe that coal is what gets turned into diamond by high temperatures and lots of pressure. In actuality, diamonds are formed naturally in the Earth's mantle and pushed to the surface by volcanic activity. Coal is formed closer to the Earth's surface and is found among other types of rocks. And while yes, you can make diamonds out of coal, you can almost make diamonds out of almost anything, since diamonds are made of carbon and most things are carbon-based. Number 5. It is widely believed that Abraham Lincoln was a saint who only wanted to free the slaves because he saw it as the most ethical thing to do. This is wrong in every way possible, as Lincoln did not oppose the idea of slaves and was actually quite fond of it. His Emancipation Proclamation really did not take any side on racial equality or human rights whatsoever. It was a wartime decision. It basically stated that slaves under the Confederacy would be set free, which would leave them underpowered compared to the Union, which is what Lincoln wanted. Number 4. Many people believe that slavery started by white people traveling to Africa and kidnapping thousands of African people to enslave them. Granted, that is partly true, but slavery was around long before that time. It's seen in the Bible and especially in 13th century Egypt. And considering the African slave trade, people would mainly kidnap people from underdeveloped tribes, and once they realized that slaves were worth money, they would simply sell them on the coast of Nigeria. Number 3. Back in the early days of science, someone decided to take a close look at a window pane and noticed that it was thicker at the bottom than at the top. The idea for a long time was that glass was a very slow-moving liquid, and it was only in recent times that the claim was proven false. In those early days, window makers would blow the glass into very large spheres, which they would then flatten into a disc by spinning it very quickly. They would then cut the glass into panes and would install the panes with a thick part on the bottom for stability reasons. Number 2. The American flag has 13 stripes on it because of the original 13 colonies, correct? This is actually false. In reality, there were only 12, and this is because Delaware was never actually a separate colony. After Delaware was stolen by the British from the Dutch, it kept switching ownership from Maryland and Pennsylvania until it finally stayed with Pennsylvania until the Revolutionary War. Number 1. It is highly believed that the blood in our veins is naturally blue until it is outside of our bodies, where it then immediately turns into the red color we normally see. However, the truth lies in how we perceive color through our eyes. When light passes through a transparent object, in this case your skin, it slows down, and some of the light frequencies are absorbed. Blood in your veins looks blue because the lower frequency waves, such as red, are refracted and absorbed. This leaves the blue frequencies to pass by into your eyes, giving those veins a bluish color. Thanks for watching another amazing video. Don't forget to subscribe for more.